For decades, the anime industry had one golden rule: adapt the hit Japanese manga and print money. But a massive seismic shift just shattered that formula. Solo Leveling isn't just another seasonal hype train. It is the absolute tipping point for Korean webtoons taking over the medium. If you think the manga monopoly is safe, you haven't been paying attention to the new king of the leveling system. Imagine a world where monster-filled dungeons randomly pop up across the globe and humans awaken superpowers to fight them. Sung Jinwoo is famously known as the world's weakest E-rank hunter. He is basically cannon fodder, risking his life daily just to pay his mother's medical bills. But after surviving a brutally sadistic double dungeon that slaughters his entire party, he wakes up with a massive cheat code. He becomes a player in a reality only he can see, complete with daily quests, stat points, and an inventory system. Jinwoo goes from a pathetic weakling to an absolute raid boss. The success of this show is a massive wake-up call for the traditional anime industry. We've seen webtoons like Tower of God and God of High School get decent adaptations, but Solo Leveling completely shattered the glass ceiling. It proved that Korean IPs carry massive, untapped global audiences that can easily rival legendary Shonen Jump titles. So why is it so addictive? It perfectly exploits the ultimate power fantasy loop. Unlike standard shonen protagonists who rely on the power of friendship or sheer willpower, Jinwoo's progression is pure, unrelenting dopamine. We literally watch his stats tick up every level, every new skill, and every boss drop feeds directly into that gamer instinct we all have. But a hype manhwa means nothing without top-tier execution. A1 Pictures had an insanely difficult task, adapting Dubu's iconic, hyper-detailed, static panels into fluid motion. And they absolutely delivered. They didn't just trace the art. They expanded the fights with raw, visceral sakuga moments. The studio understood the assignment perfectly by blending heavy impact frames, dynamic camera work, and a god-tier soundtrack by Hiroyuki Sawano. A1 Pictures elevated the source material. They took a simple off-protagonist story and turned every single encounter into a cinematic spectacle. If you check Reddit or anime or Twitter, the community was collectively holding its breath before the premiere. Fans were terrified that A1 Pictures would censor the gore or ruin the pacing. But once that first major boss fight dropped, the internet completely exploded. It instantly shot up the charts on my anime list, breaking Crunchyroll servers in the process. Of course, there are some vocal critics. A few anime elitists argue that the side characters are completely irrelevant and the plot lacks deep philosophical meaning. But the general consensus, the fanbase doesn't care. They aren't here for a complex tragedy. They are here for the pure, unadulterated hype of watching Jinwoo absolutely style on his enemies. Solo Leveling isn't just a trend, it's a permanent shift in the anime landscape. It proves that the future of the medium won't just be dictated by Tokyo, but by global IPs demanding top-tier Japanese animation. As Korean webtoons continue to flood the market, traditional manga publishers are finally facing real competition. So, ask yourself this. When the next generation of anime fans looks back at this era, will they remember the classic manga heroes? Or will they be bowing to the shadow monarch?